What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season 12, episode 16. So we found out that after Rena's 70s party, the ladies had an after party. They went down to the Polo Lounge. I didn't know that was still a thing. Like, I remember people talking about the Polo Lounge, like, in the 80s, 90s. I remember Jackie Collins. I used to love me some Jackie Collins and her books. Y'all know Jackie Collins' books? They're really good. Go check them out. And she used to always talk about the Polo Lounge. But anyway, I'm sorry. Let me come back to the middle. But she talked about the Polo Lounge. Anyway, they went to the Polo Lounge and got drunk, child. And everybody is hungover the next day. So we see Dorit and Kyle in the car hungover. And they're basically talking about Rena and these extreme responses that she's had. And they basically give her a pass because her mama passed away and she's grieving. Then they talk about Sutton and how Sutton she just doesn't know how to get her point across, and how, she just puts her foot in her mouth and she causes these problems, and how they know that she's a good person and she really wants everybody to get along and everything, but she just doesn't know how to articulate her words. That's the setup for where we go at the end of this episode. Anyway, so Diana goes over Garcelle's house so that they can start trying to figure out, if they like each other or not. Diana made these comments about Garcelle and how she, hasn't really been open to her. So Garcelle says, listen, come on over. We can have, they ain't gonna have no drinks because they was hungover, child. But come on over and we'll talk and get to know each other. And we find out that, they laugh. They seem like they really genuinely do have a good time. But here go Diana. This wouldn't be happening if Sutton were here. It just wouldn't be. Like, I feel like Sutton really is a hindrance to us building a friendship. And Garcelle doesn't really say much, but she was just like, I don't think so. You know what I mean? But again, it's just this narrative that they're building that Sutton is the problem, right? I feel like they're building this narrative that it's Sutton. Sutton is not stopping Garcelle from getting to know you. Like, girl. Like, just like Erica talking about I think Sutton is holding Garcelle back. Like, what is wrong with y'all? Anyway. So then we have this scene with Lisa going through her mom's stuff. And what I thought was very interesting was, we know that Lois, if you've been following the show, you know that Lois was attacked when she was, I think, late teens, early 20s. She was attacked by a coworker. She survived the attack. She was injured really badly, and she had some injuries that she dealt with the rest of her life, but she lived to tell the story. The guy went to jail, and when he got out of jail, he actually became a serial killer. And what they found out was that a book had been written about it, and Lois had the book. And Lois's name was actually in the book. I guess they tell her story or something like that. So I thought that was very interesting, because Lisa claimed she didn't know there was a book, child. I don't know if I believe that, but whatever. And Lois also told them what she wanted on her tombstone. Her father's tombstone says, I did it my way. And Lois wanted to add, me too. And I thought that was really cute. But we have this moment with Lisa, just figuring it out, child, figuring it out. And again, as much as I'm not doing Lisa Rinna these days, I'm not going to lessen her grief, because everybody grieves differently. And again, if Lisa had been a nice person before this, if Lisa had been unproblematic before this, then I definitely would put a lot of this on her grief. But let's just be clear, Lisa has been this person. Okay, moving on. So Kyle and Mauricio are outside talking. They're playing on, golf on their little putt-putt in their house, in their backyard. We found out that Mauricio is coming to Aspen with them. He said, I ain't letting, that good snow pass me by. I'm being Aspen skiing while y'all doing y'all girl trip thing. We also found out that he is getting a private jet, so the ladies will be flying a jet up there. And then Kyle just kind of, briefs him on what's been going on with the ladies or whatever. We find out that we know that Diana is staying at a hotel. She did have that conversation with Garcelle as well. And she was like, listen, I'm high maintenance, and I know I'm high maintenance, and I'm actually doing y'all a favor by staying at a hotel. That way I can have my own space. I can have it set up the way I want it, And again, on that one, I can appreciate that that you are high maintenance, okay? So Kyle got a second house because her Aspen house really isn't that big. It's not big enough for everybody. And so she got a second house. The second house was actually better than her Aspen house. And her Aspen house was real cute. No disrespect at all. But that second Aspen house had a private chef and a sauna and a wine cellar and a this and a that and a that. And it was built like 2 years ago. So, it's got all the newest amenities and everything like that. Now, Dorit is not staying at Kyle's house. She's actually staying at the guest house with Garcelle, Sutton, and Crystal, I think, maybe. And Erica, Lisa, and Kathy are staying at Kyle's place. And then, like I said, Diana is staying at the hotel. So, we see the ladies packing. I'm not getting ready to go. I'm not having this conversation about Dorit and her trauma. I'm not doing it. We see Garcelle talking to Sheree and her telling Sheree that she is over Erica. She said, after the little problem that me and Erica ran into, she called me a liar, and I don't appreciate it. And so basically, I choose to just disengage, and I unfollowed her, and that's that. Now, Kyle is upset because she don't understand why grown adults are unfollowing people. And when you unfollow somebody, that means something. I mean, you're making a statement. When you unfollow somebody, you're making a statement. And like Garcelle unfollowed me last year after the reunion, and she unfollowed Erica and blah, blah, blah. Listen, I ain't never been one to get into the following and the unfollowing. And I do think it's a little ridiculous. I'm going to be honest with y'all. When these reality people do it, I think they're supposed to. I think that's in their, not going to say in their contract, but I think they're encouraged to do that so that we publicly know that there's something going on with Garcelle and Erica, or Garcelle and Lisa, or Garcelle. And I think they're encouraged to make those public statements without saying it. But other than that, I mean, I do agree with Kyle that I think it's kind of ridiculous that you unfollow people and follow people and unfollow people and follow people. Like, I really think it's stupid, honestly. But it's not that serious that I'm going to make a big deal about it like Kyle ends up doing. But again, I think Kyle was just playing shit stir. Listen, I blame this whole situation that happened at the end of this episode on Kyle. Like, I blame all of it on Kyle. Anyway, the ladies get on the plane. They fly in. They're having a little chit chat. Everything is good. They get off the plane. They get to the different houses. They get checked into the houses. Kathy is on her way, honey. She's flying in from New York. Kathy shows up in slippers and pajamas. And Kyle is like, you got on the plane like that? She was like, yeah, no. She said, why would you go to the airport looking like that? She was like, don't nobody know who I am? Kyle was like, yes, people know who you are, Kathy. She said, I had on a mask. Nobody knows. I said, you know what? That damn Kathy Hilton. Anyway, so Mauricio is going to cook dinner for them the first night. He's going to grill out. Now, it looked like it was cold as hell. He could see his breath. But y'all know how men are when it comes to their grill, child. He going to grill out. A man is going to grill out. He going to find a way to get to a grill, honey. So all the ladies are meeting at the house, at Kyle's house, and, oh, your house is so cute, Kyle. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's nice. Oh, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ah, da, 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 da. Kyle. Now, Kathy was getting on everybody's nerves just being Kathy Hilton, child. She was getting on everybody's nerves just being Kathy Hilton. But after dinner, the Ouija board comes out. Now, Garcelle and Sheree are both like, yeah, I'm not playing those games. Like, y'all can play with the Ouija board if y'all want to, but yeah, not my thing. Not doing it. So, Kyle ends up asking the question, will our friend group work everything out and be able to have a peaceful trip? And, of course, the Ouija board said no, child. So, here go Kyle. Stirring the pot. Kyle wants to know why Garcelle is unfollowing people. Garcelle said because Erica pissed me off and I did something about it. And me and Erica don't have to be friends. And Erica was like, sure, okay, you're right. We don't. Yeah, sure. We don't have to be friends. And I could tell it shocked Erica at first when Garcelle first said it. But Garcelle was like, yeah, like at the end of the day, if I'm a liar and that's how you feel about me. And Erica was like, well, because, you were making a big deal about my drinking. And she was like, but I came to you. Like, She's like, yeah, you came to me, but you also, you went to Dorit, you went to Kyle, and you were trying to get them to jump on board with me having a drinking problem. What they got to do with her being a liar? Because she came to you and told you the same thing she said to Kyle and the same thing she said to Dorit. That doesn't make her a liar. It make her persistent. But it doesn't make her a liar. The other thing that came up, and this is what Crystal brought up. She didn't bring it up in this moment. She brought it up to Garcelle. These $750,000 earrings. Now, I think that's going to come up next episode. But that information has hit the news that Erica has these earrings that she's refusing to return. That has hit the news. From there, so then they were talking about, so then Kyle brings up this whole unfollowing situation on Instagram. And Sutton and Garcelle have unfollowed Erica. And Sutton was like, it's just a joke. It's just silly. It's no big deal. And Kyle is like, no, it's more than that. It's not a joke. It's more than that. You did it for a reason. What's the reason? And in my mind, I'm like, Kyle, is it not obvious? Like, I think Sutton has a lot of reasons to unfollow Erica. I think Garcelle has a lot of reasons to unfollow Erica. You're sitting here acting like they have to give you a reason and they have to tell you. Guess what? They don't. They just woke up one day and said, I don't want to fuck with her. So I no longer want to see her stories when I scroll Instagram. And I don't have to explain that to you. And I didn't understand why Kyle got so upset and so emotional. Like, she yelled at them and everything. And she was like, Sutton was like, okay, well, Erica called me a cunt. Like, what do you mean? Well, then say that's what the problem is. Then say that's what it is. You don't have to say, but say that's what it is. And then Diana gonna mumble under her breath, well, you are one. Baby. So that turned into a whole situation with Diana and Sutton. And Garcelle tried to defend Sutton and say that's not necessary. And Diana gets to giggling and stuff, talking about something, but she is a cunt. Now, Diana then goes off on this whole diatribe about how Sutton came at her and questioned her about her miscarriage and came at her at one of the most vulnerable times of her life, and why Sutton did this to her, and that's how heartless she is, and she's soulless, and she's a cunt, and she's this, and she's that. And Sutton is literally sitting there crying. Like, she is, the tears are falling. And everybody is sitting there like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Now, to Crystal's credit, in her confessional, Crystal was like, I don't know how many times Sutton can apologize. Like, Sutton has literally apologized for this, and I thought her and Diana were moving forward, but now we're right back where we started. And of course, y'all know shady ass Bravo showed us the footage of Sutton apologizing, Diana accepting it and saying, okay, we're going to move forward. And Sutton was like, you know what? I did that. And I'm sorry, and I apologize for doing that. But I don't think that I deserve what you're doing right now. And she literally, like, Diana lit into Sutton and then walked off crying like she was the victim. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand. And I said it in my review when it happened. Sutton was wrong for coming after and questioning your miscarriage. Like, I get that. But girl, you said that you were over it. Y'all apologized. Y'all supposed to be moving forward. And she literally went off on Sutton. Like, that was just, I couldn't believe it. And the fact that the rest of the ladies, for the exception of Garcelle, didn't even, well, no, Kathy did. Kathy eventually did say something. But it was unnecessary, and it was over the top, and it was really, 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 really too much. And then when it was all over, said and done, Kyle gonna say, well, at least Diana is being truthful and standing in her truth. Really, Kyle? So that was okay because Diana stood in her truth? That's what we're doing? Okay. So that's pretty much where the episode ended, with Sutton sitting there crying, Diana going off and leaving with her white woman tears, with her Karen ass tears, and everybody coddling Diana, and Garcelle and Kathy, and I think Crystal trying to comfort Sutton, and Sutton sitting on that couch crying. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.